Hi everyone, it's Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat, back with Christmas in July. We are on day 26 and our prompt for today is Fairytale of New York. So when I was putting the prompts together, I chose song titles for quite a lot of them, not all of them, but most of them, without really making any consideration as to what I would then do with that song title. What I ended up doing when I prepared all of my folders, because what I've done is put everything into folders, is I grabbed these stamps, which are For the Love of Stamps by Hunky Dory, because it's got like that city scene in it. But then I also grabbed these magazine stamps, which have also got like little city scenes in, but I don't think any of them are New York. So I thought I could maybe create a snow globe, but put that scene in there instead. That's what I thought. We'll see whether that's what I actually do. That's my thought process at this point. So, quick usual intro. Christmas in July is where I make a crafting video for each day of the month, making a Christmas project, and this is my third year of doing it. So there are playlists already up for last year, the year before, and then this year's. I love Christmas card making, and that's why I do it, and it's good fun. I always think that the craft companies tend to start bringing out their Christmas products around about now, but this year I've tried to use as much as I can stuff I already owned rather than buy new. I did buy a few tiny bits, so there was a decoupage on one day, I bought some new paper, so I have used a couple of newer bits, but otherwise I've tried to use what I've got, and because I think it's really important that we make the most out of our stash. We spend a lot of money on our stash, make the most out of it. You don't always have to go and buy brand new things, but I think at this point of the year is when they start putting things out, all the suppliers start putting things out. So I thought it's a good idea to join in and do all your Christmas cards, or start your Christmas cards for July. I actually make them all year round, so I'm a bit weird though. I don't know anybody else who does quite as many Christmas cards as I make. I also don't like repeating Christmas cards very often, so I might take a card I've already done and then do a version of it, but I don't tend to repeat things. I get bored quite easily, so I like to do new stuff. Right, enough chattering, time to get crafting. So I pretty much did keep to what I said. I did the snow globe, I put the city in it, I created a card. I fancied though making a shaped card, so I did end up getting out some of my dies that I bought just before Christmas in July started. I think I ordered them at the end of June. They might have arrived in July, I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, so I did end up grabbing those dies out and making the carte blanche from it. But first of all, let's start with the snow globe. I started with a white piece of cardstock, although it's slightly creamy coloured, and I heat embossed the snow globe using white powder. And then I created my little city, and it was a little bit too small for the snow globe. So I masked off the sides and did it so that it came in from both ends. And then it becomes a wider city stamp than it started, if that makes sense. This I decided to then emboss with silver. Now, I didn't do brilliantly at stamping on the left hand side. You can see there it's sort of come off to the left hand side. It's not quite right. And I did just tidy up the embossing powder at the bottom with a brush just to make sure it was clear. So I took that little embossing pen and used that to just fill in the gap. Very, very clever, I thought. Just a little fill in the gap. Okay, next up, I decided I wanted to do a sentiment. I was going to put Santa flying through the sky, and I'm conscious at this point you really can't see very much of the snow globe, but don't worry, we'll do something about that in a minute. But I added the sentiment and did that in the silver as well. yeah, quite a lot of embossing this. Just kept going with all this embossing. Right, I stuck that to one side and now decided, right, I'm going to make up my card blank, and that's using these dies. I used some basic grey cardstock, folded it in half, and then chose a circle that I thought would fit it nicely. The first one I chose was a little bit too big, and so I went in with the slightly smaller one and die cut the card. Now it's quite a lot of pressure in that grandma keys I'm using, so it did take a little while to separate those two pieces of the cardstock apart so that my card blank was not completely squished. Then I have added another layer. This time I've used this sort of dark navy purpley kind of colour foil. Now this is an adhesive cardstock, so it makes it really easy to work with because you just need to peel the layer off at the back and stick it down. And that's going to be my next layer. And this is me cutting out the little snow globe and deciding, right, what am I going to do to make all of the beautiful little snowflakes appear. So first of all, I went in with my blue blending brush and didn't add any ink to it. So that was just me using the ink that was on there, which I knew was a lighter colour blue. And then I used the Night of Navy for the bottom part, sort of going up so that there was sort of more shadow around the city part at the bottom of the snow globe. But when I put it against those other panels, I thought, no, it needs another panel. So I cut another piece out on the next, well, it might not have been the next size down or the size down after that, I'm not sure. Yeah, I left a bit more of the purple foily kind of stuff visible. But yeah, I was quite happy with that. Took a cloth to just take some of the ink off the embossing, and now I'm going to start putting my card together. So as I say, the foil dead easy to work with because it's just take the piece off at the back, and then I glued down or adhered down the white panel, and then just took a slither off the back of the card in order to make sure it's easy for it to stand up, because a round card, obviously, it tends to roll otherwise. So this is a good way of giving it some kind of strength to stand up. And that is pretty much the front of the card done. But I need to do the inside of the card, and this is where I think I was just a bit tired and I didn't really think it through. I added some ink in, great, that's not a problem, so that there would be a bit of a white boundary where the actual die is. And then for some reason decided, right, I'm going to emboss before I die cut it. I don't know what I was doing. As it is, it worked out fine, fortunately. Shoved it through the die cutting machine and then added the powder to it. But yeah, I don't know what I was thinking it was a good idea to do that stamping first, because clearly that's not the way around you're meant to do it. Oh, and apologies, I did wobble the camera. My camera had, well, my phone had virtually no charge, so I had to have it plugged in, which just means it's a little precarious on the stand when I am filming at the same time as having it plugged in. Okay, card done. So a bit of a different card because it's a different shape. It's not something that I often do, is to go for a shaped card. My friend Sarah, Sarah's Stamping Retreat is her YouTube. She quite often does a circle card and they always look really cute, and I think, oh, I'll try that. And I do like it. It's just not something I often do. I like the way I finished the inside too, despite my near miss of a mess. But yeah, really subtle. Quite like it. Cute. Please do subscribe if you want to see more. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this one. Leave me a comment if you do shape cards or not. And thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.